Prairie Views. Glad to have you on today, Tim. If you could introduce yourself a bit, that'd be great.
Sure. Yeah, I'm Tim Schroeder. I joined Prairie right about 6 months ago to lead our SLED market, which we'll get into a bit
Yeah,
more detail here in
yeah.
a minute. So,
And let's start with that. What originally got you interested in working in the SLED market and this
you know,
industry overall?
yeah, that's really a two-part question because the industry piece of it, when I first went to college, I thought I wanted to be an architect. Um,
Really?
the community college I went to didn't have an architecture program, so they put me in pre-engineering.
Oh, wow.
So I hated the coursework.
Oh my gosh.
So I real quickly transitioned to more business and ended up with a degree in economics. But a few years after that, I had the opportunity to join an engineering firm and really in a business development role for government clients. So that's what got me plugged into this. When the opportunity came up at Prairie, it just felt like the right fit. Had a lot of really good relationships and close friends in the
Yeah.
industry.
For people who may not know, what does the SLED market include and why is it important for communities?
So SLED, the S stands for state government, and to Prairie, that means anything outside of departments of transportation. So all the other state agencies that exist out there. The L is our local governments. So local governments are obviously the cities and counties that are out there, but it also can include park districts or library districts or fire protection districts, port authorities, airports, really any other local government taxing authority.
Okay.
And then the E or ED in SLED is education. So that's both private and public, pre-K all the way through higher education. So our
Okay.
colleges and universities.
Yeah.
So it's really all of the entities out there outside of federal government, outside of DOT that support our communities and provide the services and maintain the infrastructure.
What does a typical day look like for you as Prairie Engineers SLED market lead?
That's probably what the coolest part is there's no typical day.
Yeah.
Um, at 1 minute I could be talking to a potential client or a current client or a potential teaming partner about a project or something that's coming up that we want to target. But the next minute I could be talking to internal team members about projects, status of projects, deadlines, or even reviewing proposals or contracts or all of that other fun stuff
Yeah.
that I get to do. So
Yeah.
it varies. That's what keeps things interesting.
What are some key challenges or opportunities you're seeing right now in the SLED space?
Well, there's plenty of opportunities. Um, Probably one of the biggest challenges. We work with a lot of clients that they know us, right? We've worked with them for years. We provide great service and they keep coming back to us. But because of that relationship, that we're a known commodity to them. We're a safe choice. The challenge really comes in when we look at all of the other potential clients out there and going into new geographies, new clients that probably don't know us. They may have never even heard of us. And it's really getting them to consider using Prairie on one of their projects.
Yeah.
So definitely a challenge.
How does Prairie Engineers differentiate itself when working with state, local, and education clients?
That one's an easy question because it it's really all about our people. It's
Yeah.
the staff that we have, the responsiveness of our team, the quality of services that we provide, and that's the number one comment I hear from our clients. And believe it or not, I guess there's a lot of other firms that don't operate that way, but that's really,
Wow.
I think, our key differentiator and what's contributing to our success.
What's a project or initiative you're especially proud of that highlights the impact of Prairie Engineers in the SLED market?
Yeah, so I don't think there's a single project or initiative I can point to
Okay.
but it really comes back to that previous question. When I do hear feedback from a client who tells me how much they enjoy working with us, how responsive we are. That that's really what makes me proud to be
Yeah.
a part of the team.
Yeah.
The cool projects that we get to work on, that that makes the team members happy, and they're proud to say they were a part of it. But really, what gets me cranked up is hearing that direct feedback from our clients.
How do you approach building relationships with clients and partners in this sector?
Um, so we are in a relationship business. So it it you have to go out, you have to build a relationship, you have to get to know the people.
Yeah.
Luckily, I already have some existing relationships, but really just getting to know them, that's the minimum you have to do in order to get considered for a project. Y- After that, it's being responsive, meeting the deadlines, delivering everything on time. And that's why we have so many repeat customers. So
Yeah.
once you build that trust with the client, not only you get to know them, but you build the trust that you're going to look out for their best interest. That's what leads to our success.
From your perspective, what makes the culture at Prairie Engineers stand out compared to the other firms?
Yeah. Um, I think it really boils down to our values. You know, we're people focused, right? One of our values, we have the can-do attitude and we're responsive.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of companies just put words down on paper, they put it up on their website, and then they hope that the organization aspires to those words, whatever they
Yeah.
might be.
Yeah.
Um, Me, at least, it feels like Prairie selected those values, those words, based on how we currently operate. So we're not having to change things. That's who we are. And I think that's what defines the culture. And it's not just a marketing slogan or a recruitment slogan that
Right.
has no internal buy-in. It's who we are.
Yeah.
And that's pretty cool.
See, Prairie has a strong team-oriented environment. How does collaboration across different teams and disciplines play a role in your success within the SLED market?
So our market is diverse, right? We have a lot of different types of clients within that SLED group. That means there's a lot of different opportunities for, not just our facilities engineering or mechanical, electrical, plumbing, site civil design work, but it's our municipal clients that have transportation needs or drainage needs or water or wastewater design. Um, we provide a tremendous amount of surveying, GIS mapping within the market. And the, we even have opportunities for our natural resources team to
Yeah.
get involved. So that's something that was new to me when I joined, but it's been really cool getting to know those people
Yeah.
and getting involved with some of their work. But I think the bottom line is for us as a market to continue to grow, we need the collaboration and involvement from each of our different disciplines, um, and looking at it both from a discipline perspective and a geographic perspective, right? Where
Yeah.
should we be providing those services? And I think all of those things combined are just as important as the relationships we have with our clients.
Looking ahead, what excites you most about the future of Prairie Engineers and the SLED market?
Yeah, so I think there's, and I've said it before, there's a tremendous amount of growth potential for the company and the market. And when we look outside of our traditional geography and traditional customer base, um, we're doing that in somewhat intentional way, right? We're not just chasing anything and everything. We know where we want to go next, and then we'll just continue to build on it from there. But
Yeah.
I think the exciting part is as we grow, we get more cool projects for our employees. That's what gets them excited.
Yeah.
They're excited to come to work and contribute to the success of Prairie. That's really, I think, what this is all about, because
Hmm.
without our people, we can't exist as a company. So
Right.
having our growth as a goal, that's what motivates and excites me, because at the end of the day, it's more than just the numbers. It's what it means for the company and the people that work here.
Yeah. Okay. Your favorite way to unwind after a long week?
You know, that depends on the time of year, right?
Yeah.
Um, my favorite thing to do if the weather cooperates and it's not too cold or too hot is I love to come back on a Friday, sit in my backyard around the fire pit with
Hmm.
family, with friends, and just unwind.
If you weren't in this industry, what would you be doing?
You know, I would, I've always been a car nut, so
Hmm.
car crazy,
Yeah.
love. Yeah, so I would probably be ideally doing something in the automotive industry.
Favorite sports team? Well, favorite sport or team. Sorry. Favorite sport or team.
Well, I've always been a Cardinals fan, but
Uh-oh.
my favorite, yeah, there's not been a lot to cheer for lately with the
I
Cardinals, but
know. I know. I'm a huge Cardinal fan too, but I'll still root for them.
yep, same here. But no, I would say NFL and the Denver Broncos.
Best place you've traveled for work?
So I've been to 46 of the states.
Oh, wow.
I haven't been to Montana, North Dakota, Alaska, or Delaware, but I've been to every other state. And the majority of that was business related. But um, I would say the best place was probably in the middle of a brutal winter in the Midwest and having to go to Florida for a few days
Yeah.
just to thaw out.
Yeah, really. One word to describe Prairie Engineers.
Yeah, that's kind of a trick question because it's hard just to use one word, but
Yeah.
um, I would say integrity.
Hmm. Yeah.
I think Prairie's a very ethical organization. We always strive to do the right thing, and I believe that's a reflection on the owner and the leadership of the company. It's based on, again, based on our actions, not just on
Hmm.
words or a slogan.
Prairie Views, where all the engineers are strong, all the surveyors are good looking, and all the scientists are above average.